Pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Ken Reichman, Ian Sachs here on LMC Varsity Sports. It's baseball coverage today. It's the Mamaroneck Tigers and the North Rockland Red Raiders here at Manchester Field on the beautiful campus of Mamaroneck High School. It's a beautiful day for baseball, Ian. It's a quarterfinal matchup between these two teams, and in round one, it was the pitching that got it done for Mamaroneck.
Well, absolutely. You saw Bill Flato held Carmel to just one run. And he got some run support too, 6 runs. Then Mamaroneck winning that game 6-1. So now that's set up their ace, Kumar Nambiar, the Yale prospect, here in the second round. And you know what? He already beat this North Rockland team earlier this year by a score of 3-2. So the Tigers hoping he could do that again.
Well, Mamaroneck went with their number 2 starter against Carmel in round number 1, and now they're throwing their ace out against North Rockland. So what does that say about the confidence that Chaparelli has in this club?
Well, I mean, Bill Flato, he's a good number 2. He could probably be a number 1 on a lot of high school teams in the area, but Mamaroneck is fortunate enough to have him as their number 2. And, you know, this sets up for a title run so beautifully because now you could have Bill Flato go in the semifinals, and if you win that game, then you have your ace, Kumar Nambiar, going for a championship. What more could you want?
All right, so it's a quarterfinal matchup. Winner moves on, loser goes home. It's the Tigers and the Red Raiders. Opening pitch coming right up. So, welcome back here on LMC Varsity Sports. Ken Reichman, Ian Sachs, and it is a beautiful day for baseball, Ian.
Not a cloud in the sky, Ken. The sun is high above. I'm ready for some baseball.
And
playoff baseball.
Playoff baseball. And so are the Tigers and the Red Raiders of North Rockland. And the first pitch of the game is swung on and missed. And we are underway in the quarterfinal matchup between Mamaroneck and North Rockland. We will get to the defensive lineup and the offensive lineups in just 1 second, but the 0-1 on the way is poured over for strike 2, and quickly ahead is Nambiar.
And well, you're seeing why he's the ace of this Mamaroneck pitching staff. 2 pitches, 2 strikes.
0-2 on the way, swung on and missed, 3 pitches, 1 out, and Nambiar gets off to the start that he wanted. Nicolisi down on strikes.
Well, I said it a pitch ago. That's why you're seeing you're seeing why he's the ace. Tangling up my words there. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out.
He's got you fooled already.
Yeah.
So stepping in now is the left fielder Hop for North Rockland, and he takes outside 1-0. First time Nambiar has missed, and now we'll give you the lineup for North Rockland. Hop now in the batter's box. He's the left fielder. Rotella, the second baseman, batting third, as that one's a called strike, 1-1. Bolander, the third baseman, batting fourth. Witchansky will play first and bat fifth. The DH will be Reboletto, and he will be DHing for the pitcher Sandusky as Nambiar misses outside, 2-1. Salva, the right fielder, followed by Mueller, the catcher, and rounding it all out, the shortstop Mercedes for North Rockland.
And for Mamaroneck, defensively across the infield, third to first,
3-1 now,
is Matt, Pecora, Houghton, Summer, Carlin behind the plate for Nambiar. Across the outfield, left to right, you have Gross, Genovese, and Rodriguez.
So they count 3-1 to Hop. Nambiar set and he deals. Finds the corner, full count. Hop thought he had a free base there.
And I thought that one missed too. Of course, our vantage point not as good as the umpire right behind the plate.
We're going to go ahead and assume that the umpire's got a better view than most of us.
But we hope so.
3-2 coming. Fouled it back to the screen. First time North Rockland has made contact with a Nambiar pitch.
And well, you know, it had to come at some point, and fortunately for Mamaroneck, it was a foul tip, and we'll get another payoff pitch here.
So, Nambiar takes a quick walk around the mound, clears his head, and will deal the 3-2 to Hop. Inside ball 4, and so as he thought he had the free base just 2 pitches ago, he gets one now.
And well, it looked like Nambiar was trying to cut the corners there and just barely missing, but fortunately got one to get it to a full count, and then That one just on the wrong side of the strike zone for Mamaroneck.
So the bunt by Rotella towards the third baseman. The throw is in time. Nice play by Matt coming off the line at third for the second out of the inning. That will move Hop up to second. But a beautiful bunt there by Rotella.
Beautifully placed because it was right in between Nambiar and Matt. You wonder who's going to take it, and a little hesitation from either one could have resulted in a base hit right there.
And without a doubt. And the question now becomes, do you want your three-hitter placing sacrifice bunts all afternoon long?
Well, it depends on whether you want to go small ball or do you have enough confidence in that he's going to make contact and advance the runner no matter what.
And hypothetically, against a pitcher like Nambiar, who misses up high for the first pitch of this at-bat, I mean, you need to manufacture a run every now and again, the Yale commit.
Yeah, absolutely.
The 1-0 popped up out of play back towards us. I wonder if we'll get one today.
I don't know. We were pretty close the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah, one came maybe about 15 feet to our left.
Yeah.
And then we were joking about, yeah, we want a freebie. And then Rob Moretti.
Do we have to give it back?
You do, because it's high school.
The pickoff attempt from Nambiar, nobody home to make the throw. A good lead there by Hop to make him check him out.
Well, that's what you have to do. You have to get into the pitcher's head if you're on the base paths.
That one lined into center field. Oncoming is Genovese to make the play. Side retired. We're through a half inning. No runs, no hits, one left. Mamaroneck coming up in the bottom of the first. Now back for the bottom of the first, and hopefully we can get you this lineup really quickly. It'll be Andy Carlin to lead things off, followed by Andrew Sommer, Peter Matt in the 3-hole, Andrew Gross batting 4th, Anthony Pecora in the 5 spot, Kumar Nambiar batting 6th, Tom Orgalevitz will DH and bat 7th, Miles Houghton in the 8th spot, and then Emerson Genovese rounding it all out at number 9. And the first pitch on the way from Sandusky sits high, 1-0.
And so for North Rockland, defensive alignment across the infield, third to first, you have Rotella, Mercedes, Bolander over at third, Mercedes, Rotella, and Warchansky over at first.
2-0 on the way, and Carlin watches it all the way, 2-1.
In the outfield, Hop, Nick Yadosi, and Salva, and Mueller behind the plate.
2-1 on the way from Sandusky. Carlin waves at it, miss. Count even, 2 apiece. You know, Rotella can only play one position, Sax. Can't play third and second.
We'll duplicate him.
Duplicates. Sandusky gets his 2-2 sign, and he will deal. Up high, count full.
Well, so now we're going to see a payoff pitch for the other side. Now we saw one earlier from Nambiar, and it led to a walk. We'll see what Sandusky can do.
Carlin sends that one back towards the school. A lot of glass back there. I don't know if that was maybe a design failure on the part of Mamaroneck High School, but pretty dangerous.
Well, we have yet to see a broken window.
And another chance at one here, as that one comes back towards us but lands on the roof, and they'll do it again at 3-2.
As our executive producer Rob Moretti said, that it seems like all the windows are plexiglass because none of them have broken.
Not yet, anyway, Rob, not yet. 3-2 on the way. Swung on and lifted just beyond the third base. Onto the outfield grass. It will fall in between the left fielder Hop and Mercedes. It's short, and all the way to second is Carlin. That was a major league pop-up and some trouble between Mercedes and Hop, and it falls in for a leadoff double if the official scorer puts it that way.
And heads up base running there by Carlin to not just watch the ball, but run. And then when he saw it fall, he was already past first base and said, you know what, let me take second.
And against a pitcher like Nambiar, that's the last thing you want to see your defense commit early in a game.
First at bat, not just early in the game, the first at bat.
So the catcher Carlin aboard at second. That'll bring up Andrew Sommer. He'll bat from the left-hand side of the plate.
A lot of lefties today. Both starting pitchers are lefties. Both announcers are lefties.
Yes, we are. So Sommer now in a position where he's got to move Carlin over, especially from the 2 spot in that lineup. First pitch from Sandusky, pours it over for a called strike, 0-1.
And while Summers leading things off here now with a runner on, and really you have to at least manufacture one run here.
Yep.
At least one. You have 2, 3, 4 coming up, no outs, and a runner in scoring position.
So, Sandusky checks back Carlin, deals the 0-1. Sommer bunts through it. The snap throw down to second. That'll allow Carlin to move up to third.
And beautiful play there. Mamaroneck could not have asked for a better play because they were going to sacrifice Sommer, and then he goes for the bunt, and they get the runner over to third anyway, but still no out.
Well, the throw from Mueller there, a little high towards the shortstop Mercedes, and that pitch misses low. Now 1-2 to Sommer.
But Carlin was taken off anyway.
Yeah, Carlin was already halfway between second and third, and that's a play where you need Mueller to run at the runner instead of making that throw because that allows him to move up. That pitch chopped on the ground towards first. It'll stay fair. They'll get the out at first, but Carlin will score, and it's an early 1-0 lead for Mamaroneck.
Well, an RBI nonetheless, and that's why you see how important that stolen base was, because say that was pretty much equivalent to a bunt.
Yeah.
And so now you have a runner in as opposed to just a runner on third and one out.
So they'll try and get things restarted. The early pop-up double from Carlin, the stolen base, and then the RBI ground out from Sommer. And now Peter Matt will try and get things restarted from the 3-hole.
Well, now you have your big bats. Now you have Matt and Gross, Pecora. This could be 2, maybe 3 more runs here for the Tigers.
So, Sandusky deals the 1-0 and pours it over, 1-1. So if you're Sandusky, what you need to do, you just need to calm down. And you can't let this get into your head. Yes, it was a tough play to get things started with that pop-up double. Should have been 1 out, nobody on. As he fouls that one back, look out. Off the wall right behind us. Like we said, we did not bring our gloves, so
no.
Could prove to be a problem.
Well, if a ball does come near us, protect the equipment first.
Yeah, me. 1-2 on the way. And that one fouled back towards us again. Not getting a lot of action. I'll do it again at 1-2.
Well, the first one there was a little to our left, and that one a little to our right. Straighten it out. Next one's coming right at us, partner.
Yeah. Sandusky's done a pretty good job of putting the ball over the plate here, letting Mamaroneck put it in play. Misses outside there, 2-2. But Sandusky has kept his composure pretty much on the mound thus far.
Well, you see that going after Sommer, going after Matt here. He's not afraid.
2-2 coming. The changeup sits high, and now the count full. Second full count of the inning for Sandusky.
And only 3 batters in.
Yeah. 3-2. On the ground towards the middle. Diving stop by Rotello. The throw to first. Got him. Beautiful play going up the middle by the middle infielder. And that's the second out.
And when he made the dive for it, I thought to myself, all right, that's good, keeping it in the infield, limiting Matt to just a single, but he made the throw too in time. Very impressive play by Rotello.
Nicely done, moving to his right as he shakes some of the dirt off his uniform. Going to be a busy day for whoever's got to clean that one. And now the first pitch to Gross misses 1-0. I'm not sure where that one missed.
I think maybe a little outside, it looked like.
You hear the first baseman, Wachanski, saying, good miss. If you're going to miss, that's a spot where you're not going to get beat. That one catches the corner, now 1-1.
And aggressive by Sandusky, even with that first pitch miss, just missing.
Yeah. Sandusky working quickly. Gets Gross to foul that one back. Now 1-2.
And well, now this is a spot that Sandusky has to get an out. You have the 4-hitter in a 1-2 count. You need to get him out.
1-2 on the way. Back towards the bleachers, look out. Whew.
That
Scary
one,
moment over there.
That one just darted right at the bleachers. Top row almost got their heads taken off, but fortunately,
you gotta stay alert. 1-2. Just missed. And now the count even at 2-2.
And Sandusky, even his misses are right spot on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good place to miss. Again, you're not going to get beat low and away from the lefty. 2-2 coming. Same spot now, 3-2. And you see the catcher, Mueller, trying to frame that one, holding it there for an extra second for the umpire to take a look at it. Didn't change his mind.
Well, now another payoff pitch, a third full count for just this first inning.
Hits it softly towards short. Mercedes charge, throws on the run, pulls him off the bag. That'll be an E6, and that'll allow Gross to reach with 2 out.
And that's unfortunate. He made a nice grab on it, charged it, but then you see that infield grass slowing the ball, and he had to force the throw.
Yeah, not very good contact there from Gross. Just put the ball in play. And like we were talking about in warm-ups, Ian, this infield is scary. I mean, the pickoff attempt, no trouble there, but a lot of bad hops can come off this infield. The grass is high. It can slow down the ball. And if you're running out of the box, it's going to be tough to make a play.
Well, one thing that I noticed when we were down on the field before the game is that the hill around the pitcher's mound, it's not just the dirt. The grass is also part of the incline, so that just throws the ball off completely.
That went over for a called strike, now 1-1. So it's Anthony Pecora, the batter. Andrew Gross on at first after the E6. Sandusky trying to labor his way through this first inning. And Pecora lines it towards right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. On his way to third is Gross. The throw will be cut off by the shortstop. And Mamaroneck with runners on the corners and 2 out after that hit from Anthony Pecora.
And while I was saying you had to get Gross, you had him on a 1-2 count, and now you have runners on the corner. Nambiar coming up, who wouldn't mind giving himself some run support.
Nice job by Pecora going with that pitch, taking it out to right center field. So, and like you said, it's Kumar Nambiar, the batter, and a chance to really help himself out here, give himself an early lead. He's already got 1. Runners on the corners. First pitch outside, 1-0.
And well, if you have someone like Nambiar on the mound, if you can get 2 or 3 runs in the first inning, just imagine, ball game over.
Yeah, as long as he deals the way he did in the top half, it's going to be difficult for North Rockland. Fouls that one back. Now count even at 1-1. Tom Orgalevitz, the DH, waiting on deck for Mamaroneck.
And Orgalevitz hit some shots in the opening round game against Carmel here. I mean, I was most impressed with what he did with the bat.
And Pecora forcing Sandusky to pay some attention to him at first base. You can't forget you've got Gross over at third.
A missed throw there could be very costly.
And Pecora dancing off first base, just toying with Sandusky, and he's in his head very clearly, trying to freeze him over at first. He had to step off the first time. This time, Nambiar calls time because he's taking too long. Pace of play.
Isn't there a pitch clock here?
Pitch to Nambiar in the dirt. It skips by him. Coming home from third is Gross. He'll score easy. To second goes Pecora. No throw to check back on him. A pass ball makes it 2-0 Mamaroneck, and now Pecora on at second.
And Pecora is a little trickster on the base paths. He was probably about a third or almost halfway to third. He's so in the head of this Red Raiders defense.
Yeah, Pecora has been a nuisance for Sandusky in this inning, not only delivering a solid hit to right center field, but on the base paths, he's like one of those fruit flies.
And not just a hit to right field, but a 2-out hit.
That one off the glass, and I guess it is plexiglass. And Nambiar staying alive, 2-2 to him. It's a 2-0 Mamaroneck lead. We're in the bottom of the first. Quarterfinal matchup between the Tigers and the Red Raiders. And Sandusky having a difficult time getting through this first inning. His pitch count certainly getting up there. That one chopped towards short. Mercedes charges that one, throws in plenty of time to retire the side. But Mamaroneck picks up 2, and they lead it 2-0 at the end of 1 here on LMC Varsity Sports. So, top of the second here on Manchester Field, 2-0 Mamaroneck. Nambiar back to the mound for the Tigers, and it'll be Warchansky, the first baseman, to get things going.
And one of those runs earned, one unearned. for Sandusky in the top half of the, or bottom half of the first.
That one popped up in fair territory. It's the third baseman, Matt, putting it away. One pitch, one out in the second.
Nothing you can complain about there. Good for the pitch count, good to move the game, and Nambiar doing exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah, and where you saw Sandusky struggle with his pitch count a little bit in the first, you've seen Nambiar do the exact opposite.
Right. Well, Sandusky had, I think, about 3 full counts, whereas Nambiar, I think, has only had 1, and with that 1 pitch out, not bad.
So, Salva, the right fielder, is the batter. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. And that'll even the count, 1 apiece.
And so now Nambiar navigating his way through the bottom half of this North Rockland lineup, and if he works so efficiently with the top half, you have to wonder what he's going to do to this bottom half.
Yeah, and this is where you can't get beat if you are Mamaroneck. You've got to make sure you get the outs where you can.
Right.
So 2-1.
And well, with Nambiar on the mound,
yeah,
I don't think you really have to worry about getting outs. You know what he's going to do. It's you have to worry about, maybe a defensive error somewhere, but the way Nambiar is dealing, it looks to be a pretty good day for Mamaroneck.
It's a 2-2 count to Salva. Nambiar working quickly. And that one chopped on the ground, right back to him. Calmly fire it to first. 2 out.
He had plenty of time to set himself there, turn around, and get the throw over to Summer at first.
That'll bring us to the 8-hitter. And it's the catcher, Mueller. Had another lefty-lefty matchup here for Nambiar. It's a beautiful day here in Mamaroneck. Nambiar working quickly. Not a cloud in the sky like you said earlier. It's gorgeous right now.
It is. Well, no, I think this is Summer. Salva. I think you skipped one.
Oh, look at me. So now
Salva.
it's Salva.
Yeah.
My apologies.
You have Mueller on deck.
Yes. Now and upstairs, 1-1. So Wichanski popped out to the third baseman, and Robledo grounded out.
Right. There we go.
To Nambiar. So my apologies. That went up high, and Salva ahead in the count, 2-1.
We got there.
Now I'll try and fix my book, which is going to be quite the hassle. Yeah, I pull it off. That one catches the corner. Now 2-2 to Salva. Salva, the right fielder for this North Rockland team.
And we'll see what Nambiar does here, looking to end this inning right now.
Got him with the changeup in the dirt. Carlin bobbles it, throws in plenty of time. The strikeout and the putout from the catcher side retired. We're through 1.5. It's 2-0 Mamaroneck here on LMC Varsity Sports. Now back here on LMC Varsity Sports, bottom of the second. 2-0 in favor of Mamaroneck, and leading things off is the DH Tom Orgalevitz against Sandusky, and Orgalevitz lines it right at the second baseman Rotello. 1 pitch, 1 out in the second for Sandusky, as well as Nambiar.
And well, Orgalevitz had some beautiful shots here the other day. That one was looked like a great rope that was gonna land in right field for a base hit, but a nice little hop by Rotella to get the fly.
Frozen rope off the bat of Orgalevitz that finds its way into Rotella's glove. For the first out, now 2-0. The count to Miles Houghton, the second baseman.
And well, we're seeing Sandusky struggle with his control a little bit, and nobody's on base. Bottom of this Mamaroneck lineup, Sandusky's got to just pound the strike zone as he did right there.
2-0 finds the inside corner, now 2-1. Houghton, the 8-batter in the lineup for Mamaroneck. Pitch on the way, that one outside, now 3-1. And the last thing you want to do is walk the 8 or 9 hitters if you're Sandusky here, already down 2.
Oh, it's something that you can't do at any point in any baseball game, but especially down 2-0 against Nambiar.
Houghton sitting dead red on 3-1, swings through the fastball. And now the count is full, and what else is new for this North Rockland team? The 4th full count already. That one catches the inside corner, a called strike 3. Houghton down looking for the second out of the inning.
And good placement there by Sandusky. A good job battling back from down 3-1 to get the K.
You know, nothing more uncomfortable than writing a backwards K. It's just not natural.
My backwards Ks do not look good at all.
So the 9-hitter Emerson Genovese fouls off the first pitch, and Sandusky quickly ahead.
Doesn't matter how it looks, just get in the punch out.
So Sandusky trying to work quickly through the second inning, doing a pretty good job of it.
Well, it's something you have to do when you have 7, 8, 9 up.
Looking to bunt for a hit there is Genovese, but he fouls it off, and quickly it's 0-2.
I don't think we're going to see the bunt now.
Probably not. That'd be quite the curveball if you did, though. So, Genovese down 0-2. 9-hitter for Mamaroneck. Genovese made that nice play in the top half of the first inning, coming on that line drive, and he's blown away by the fastball, so Sandusky makes quick work of the Tigers in inning number 2. We're through 2. It's 2-0 in favor of Mamaroneck. Top of the third here on LMC Varsity Sports. Nambiar back to the mound for Mamaroneck. He's made pretty quick work of the Red Raiders through the first 2 innings, and now wants a conversation with Houghton, who I believe dropped his sunglasses.
Well, teammates picking each other up,
Yeah.
you like to see that. And
Solid start.
And Nambiar just allowing 1 base runner so far on a full count walk. So now you have 8-9-1. You expect to see him make quick work here.
Nambiar gets quickly ahead of Mueller, the catcher, who is actually batting this time. My apologies from before. 0-1 on the way. This is low, 1-1. North Rockland trying to get something going. Remember, they had the 1-out base runner in the first, followed up by the sacrifice that moved him up to second, but that was it as Genovese made the catch on Bolander's line drive to end the first.
And well, that's why some coaches don't like to go with the sacrifice, because why would you give up an out?
That one lifted deep to left field, and that's going to go. It's a solo shot off the bat of Mueller, and the lead is cut in half. It's 2-1.
That one was a surprise to me. I certainly was not expecting it. I said, oh, that's going to drop. And then Gross wasn't even moving on it. And I was thinking to myself, why not? That's why, because there was no possible play on it.
Mueller gets a hold of one and pulls it over the left field wall to cut the Mamaroneck lead in half. And just like that, we have a brand new ball game.
So a round tripper, how about that?
How about them apples? Just, I believe, 3:02 down the line, and then 400 in dead center. So quite the difference. He's lucky he pulled it.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably, if I were to estimate, maybe about 330 on a fly. It looked like it landed just below the scoreboard there in left field.
And that one punched lookout. Whew. Scary moment over in foul territory.
And there was a little girl walking right near there, lined about 10 feet, probably within 10 feet, maybe about 5 feet away from her. Could have been a scary moment.
Nambiar ahead on Mercedes 0-2. He'll put it on the ground, and Sommer will take it himself for the putout. But Mueller giving new life to this North Rockland offense, coming out of the 8th spot with the solo shot.
Right, well, now you have top of the order, just 1 out, and only a 1-run deficit. It completely changes the ball game here, as now Nambiar doesn't seem so invincible.
Yeah. So it's back to the top of the order. And it is Nicolisi, the center fielder.
He tried to pull a little bunt single in on that one, but unsuccessful, so 1 strike.
0-1. Struck out his first time up and quickly down on the count 0-2 this time.
Well, looks like Nambiar settling down a little now after that
maybe a
home
little
run.
more adrenaline pumping through his veins after that one. Don't like to get beat. And now 1-2.
It looked like that one pumped new life into North Rockland, and same with Nambiar.
Now, so 1-2 to Nicholisi. Checks his swing. They'll check down at first, but he didn't go around. 2-2.
Thought about it on the high cheese, but had enough.
High stinky cheddar.
But had enough to realize it was high and laid
Strong
off
wrists.
it.
2-2. Curveball got him. Beautiful pitch from Nambiar. They'll throw down to first just in case. But it's the second time Nicholisi's been up and the second time he's been down on strikes. 2 out.
And while a forward K there, not as difficult to put in the buck.
Now that's Nambiar's second strikeout. Nicholisi has been the victim both times. Excuse me, that's his third. Salva, the other one who went down on strikes. That was during the book fiasco of 2015, so it's a little scribbly down there for me. Little lesson, don't do your book in pen. 0-1, finds the corner, 0-2 quickly to Hop. Walked his first time up. Got sacrificed down to second. Stranded there. 0-2 coming. Look out.
And that's why you have to pay attention. That one roped right near us.
Yeah.
Down the first base
So
line.
many children.
Yeah.
0-2 coming. Punched on the ground down to first. Sommer the play, knocks it down the flip in time. Side retired. Nice play by Nambiar to get over and cover first base. So we're through 2.5. Mueller gets North Rockland on the board, but it's still 2-1 in favor of the Tigers. 2-1 Mamaroneck Tiger lead here as we enter the bottom of the third. Ken Reich, Benny and Sachs here with you on LMC Varsity Sports. And the top of the order due up here for Mamaroneck. It's Carlin, Sommer, and Matt, 1, 2, and 3.
Well, they were the ones that did the damage for Mamaroneck in the first inning as Carlin led off with that high skying double to left.
Well, that fell in between the shortstop Mercedes and Hop out in left field, and he puts that one on the ground. Mercedes able to handle the Hop. Throws it, though, high and wide, and luckily able to stay out of the dugout after that fence juts out at about a 45-degree angle, and it keeps that ball in play. So Mercedes with his second error of the day, and for the second time, Carlin's put the ball in play, and for the second time, he's been on board.
And that one took a high pop, a high bounce on the lip of the infield dirt, went right at Mercedes. It looked like it helped him because it popped up, and then he just skied the throw.
Hey, airmailed it. And luckily for him, that fence does jut out, so it did not go into the dugout.
If that was a straight fence there, it could have popped into right field and gotten Carlin over to second, maybe even third.
Especially with how deep Salva's playing. Carlin's on the move. The throw down to second, nowhere near in time. But I'm fairly certain Sommer's going to get called for the swinging strike there. Yeah, as they'll check down with the field umpire.
Well, I think Mamaroneck will take that trade off, a strike for a stolen base.
So it's the second stolen base of the game for Carlin. Remember, he stole third in inning number 1. Now check back on him.
And now you're seeing why Carlin is leading off, because if he gets on, he's just a monster on the base pads.
And he's got to clean off second base after he dives back. So Sandusky has himself in a little bit of trouble here. Carlin on at second, nobody out. And the same situation for Sommer as he was in inning number 1.
Very true, and that stolen base from Carlin back in the first allowed him to score on Sommer's ground out.
And Sommer slaps that one foul. Now 0-2 to the Mamaroneck first baseman.
Working on our tans.
Yeah, trying to get a certain area. Very difficult. The under forearm is a difficult place to tan. 0-2 to Sommer. Pitch on the way. And Sommer looking silly on that one, down on strikes for the first out of the inning. Nice pitch by Sandusky going with the high heat.
Well, he saw that Summer was willing to bite earlier in the count and said, you know what, let me go right back to the spot, try to get him again, and he did.
So Sandusky not being helped out by his defense here, trying to do it himself. Against the first out of the inning on the strikeout. His third of the day. He struck out 3 of the last 4 batters. And the one in between was an error.
Ken, we've got a good game here. Really one of the best in Class AA. As MSG Varsity's Kevin Devaney said, this is the game. He predicts the winner of this one will win the championship.
Carlin going to third. The throw is in time, but it skips away from the third baseman, Bolander, and into no man's land. So stolen base there for Carlin. That's his second of the inning and his third of the day, but one where he was dead to rights had Bolander come up with that ball.
Absolutely. I was thinking to myself, oh boy, here we go. Dangerous play on
Don't want to run yourself
pads.
out of an inning here.
And, well, now you have runner on third, 1 out. Very similar situation to back in the first. Carlin on third, 1 away. Or no, excuse me. That time there were no outs.
So it's Peter Matt, the third baseman, trying to get that run in from third, just 90 feet away. And he takes that one up and away, now 3-1.
And well, now a sacrifice fly would bring in the run.
And he'd want to get that run back from Mueller's solo home run in the top half of this inning. And North Rockland hanging around. 3-1 on the way inside. Oh no, excuse me, that caught the corner. Now 3-2.
Clipping the inside corner. I think both you, I, and Peter Matt all believed he was getting a free pass there.
Not so fast, sir. 3-2 on the way. That one's inside, ball 4. It looked like it was in the same spot, but apparently not. So now runners on the corners with 1 out for Mamaroneck, and Andrew Gross, who reached on an error his first time up, coming to the plate. And his walk-up song is wonderful. One of my favorites.
I've always wondered what my walk-up song would be.
Well, that's a great question. I'll have an answer for you in the top of the 4th. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. So runners on the corners now, and as always, that brings some extra problems for any pitcher, especially at the high school level. But luckily for Sandusky, he throws with his left hand, so he's able to keep that runner on first fairly close. Swings through that one. I guess he did not get a piece of it, but it goes straight to the backstop. As the umpires will say that is actually a foul ball, so they'll send Matt back to first. It looked like it must have been and went straight to the backstop.
The sound that it made on the backstop really made you think that it was hit.
Yeah.
But must have just grazed the bat.
So Matt on at first. He'll take off for second. The throw will be down to third. And diving back safely is Carlin. So now 2 ducks on the pond for Gross in a big spot to add on some runs for Mamaroneck.
Well, a base hit now by Gross could score both runs.
So Carlin at third, Matt at second, 1 out and a 1-1 count to Gross. Catches the corner, 1-2.
And well, now this would be a big strikeout here if Sandusky could get Gross down on strikes, because then it would make it 2 out.
North Rockland bringing the infield in here. They want to cut off that run at the plate. That pitch misses high, now 2-2, count even.
And well, a good waste there by Gross. That's one of the beautiful things of getting ahead into a 1-2 count. You have a pitch or 2 to waste.
2-1 Mamaroneck, chance for more. 2-2 count to Gross, pitch on the way. Swung on and chopped foul, and they'll do it again.
Why not do it again?
Carlin down at third looks like he's wearing brown pants from all the diving he's been doing.
I don't think brown is now part of the Mamaroneck school colors. Still just black and orange.
It looks like North Rockland getting some action in their bullpen. It is Chris Dodrill who will start to throw. A nice block behind the plate there by Mueller. Keeps that one in front of him, but now the count full.
And I don't know where Sandusky was going with that pitch. Wasn't even close.
So another lefty getting up for North Rockland. 3-2, outside ball 4, bases loaded, just one out for Mamaroneck. And to the mound for a quick conversation is the coaching staff for North Rockland.
And while second straight walk issued by Sandusky.
Ahead in that count 1 and 2. So a good job by Gross to earn the walk. So the bases are full of Tigers, and Anthony Pecora, who lined a base hit into right center field his first time, coming up. The only 2 hits for Mamaroneck today. The first one, that pop-up double that fell in. I mean, that's just a scoring glitch.
Yeah.
But really the only legitimate hit from Mamaroneck is Pecora, and he's coming up.
Well, a beautiful spot here for the Tigers after Nambiar gave up that home run. Bases loaded with 1 away. Couldn't ask for anything better.
And Nambiar on deck would like nothing more than to see some help.
Absolutely.
So, bases juiced, 1 out. They've got the middle infield at double play depth. The corners are in, and the first pitch to Pecora is outside, ball 1. And now Sandusky, who's walked the last 2, falls behind.
And that's exactly why you have activity in your bullpen if you're the Red Raiders.
That one in the dirt. Now 2-0 to Pecora. And if you're Pecora here, Ian, are you looking dead red? You're picking a spot and looking to put a good swing on, or are you taking it until you get one? It's tough.
It is.
2-0 on the way. And he's sitting dead red, pops it up on the infield. The infield fly rule is in effect. And that one put away by Rotello. And not what Pecora wanted, but now Nambiar, with the bases loaded and 2 out, a chance to really help himself.
And right off the bat, I thought that was good. I thought it was going to fly out to the outfield and at least score the 1 run, score Carlin from third, but no, it didn't go as far as I thought it was going to, and stays in the infield, and, well, now it's 2 away and still bases loaded.
Nambiar takes a called strike, 0-1. Carlin, Matt, and Gross, third to first on the bases for Mamaroneck.
Got on with an error and 2 walks.
Fouls that one back, and Sandusky quickly ahead 0-2 and a chance to get out of this.
And while Sandusky has been in this position before, earlier this inning, had a 1-2 count and then gave up a walk. That was to Gross.
0-2 coming. Just missed off the outside part of the plate. Sandusky that close to alleviating the pressure.
And while you heard the groans from North Rockland, they thought that one was gonna get them out of the inning, but just missing.
1-2 in the dirt, now 2-2, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was Sandusky's last batter either way.
Yeah, you have to figure either he'll get out of the inning or
something bad happens.
Some run will score.
2-2, 2 out. Pitch on the way. Nambiar lines it into left center field. A base hit. That one's going to roll all the way to the wall and clear the bases. 3 runs are going to score from Mamaroneck. Nambiar pulls in at second with a bases clearing double. And just like that, it's Mamaroneck 5 and North Rockland 1.
And while the Tiger faithful are loving it, Nambiar doing it on the mound, Nambiar doing it at the plate, the bases clearing. 3-run double.
Now Nambiar retrieves the helmet that flew off his head. The bases clearing double, 5-1 Mamaroneck. And once Mueller puts some life into this North Rockland team, it's Nambiar who's taking it right back.
And Nambiar, as I was saying earlier, doing it on both sides of the ball, really showing why he is a Division I prospect and the Yale commit.
Orgalevitz on the ground. Mercedes fires, not in time, and Orgalevitz beats it out. And it depends on how you want to score that one, but again, runners on the corners for Mamaroneck.
Well, it looked like Mercedes bobbled it a little bit and could have cost him the extra second that he needed to throw it in order to get Orgo Evans.
And like we've talked about, this infield is not easy to play on. And Mercedes has seen that now a few times.
Several times the ball has been hit to him and hasn't fielded it cleanly.
Yeah. And when you're having that kind of day, the ball always seems to find you.
Absolutely. I mean, we haven't really seen any to Bolander at third. All the hits on the left side of the infield have been right at Mercedes, and unfortunately for him, he hasn't been able to make the plays.
And North Rockland sticking with Sandusky here, going to try and let him get through 3. It's 5-1 Mamaroneck. Way out in front of that one was Houghton. And the count even at 1 apiece. And Schiaparelli wants a quick word with Houghton.
Well, it looks like
they're going to pinch hit here in the middle of the at-bat.
Is that? I don't know if that's allowed.
All right, well, very clearly it is allowed, so it's number 10. And I'll try and find my roster
Ben
here. It's
Steinberger.
Steinberger coming in, and he will pinch hit for Houghton with a 1-1 count. Well, that's interesting.
And we'll see if Houghton is healthy enough. I would assume it was some sort of injury. See if he's healthy enough to come back into the field.
He was the second baseman for Mamaroneck, and Steinberger quickly needs to realize that there's 2 strikes. And he's down swinging, although he thinks that's only 2, so side retired. But Mamaroneck tacks 3 more on. It's 5-1 in favor of the Tigers. We're through 3 on LMC Varsity Sports. So back here for the top of the 4th, 5-1 in favor of Mamaroneck. Nambiar back to the mound after delivering that crushing 3-run double in the bottom half of the 3rd. It'll be 3-4-5 for North Rockland. It'll be Rotella, Bolander, and then Wachanski.
Well, Houghton is back in there at second, as I was starting to explain during the break. You get 1 re-entry.
That one driven out to left, fairly deep on the move, and that one's gone. The second solo shot of the afternoon. That one off the bat of Rotella. And North Rockland showing that they've got some pop. It's 5-2.
And both round trippers over that left field wall. That seems to be the spot that they like to do their damage, and, well, they've done it twice now.
So you hear the North Rockland players scream, "We ain't done." Not proper English, but it'll get everybody riled up.
Well, you don't have to pass English class to
play
hit
baseball,
a ball in
right?
field.
So, 5-2, North Rockland ain't done. That pitch misses outside. And North Rockland showing that Nambiar is not quite as invincible as he'd hope he would be.
But the thing is, they haven't gotten any rallies going. It's
just the one here and there.
It's been those 2 solo shots, both leading off innings. And so really...
Down to first, a fair ball. Sommer knocks it down, and Nambiar doing another great job covering first for the first out of the inning. Sorry to cut you off there, Ian.
No. But by all means, go for it. That's the job of the play-by-play guy, to cut the color guy off. Say, "Be quiet, it's my turn to talk."
Thank you, Ian. Appreciate that.
Anytime.
So, 1 out, nobody on. And Wachanski, the first baseman, the batter. So Mueller and Rotella have been the damage doers for the Red Raiders. Both solo shots, both over Gross out in left field.
Wachanski flew out to Peter Matt over at third, his first time up.
Nambiar ahead in the count, 0-1. Bringing the junk, and he misses inside, 1-1. And you see Nambiar go more to his secondary pitches recently, holding off on the gas just a bit.
Well, might as well save the arm a little bit and then save the gas for a 2-strike put-away pitch.
Wachanski wants time. Count even at 1 apiece. 5-2 lead for the Tigers. A 3-run bottom of the 3rd has them on top.
And well, going back to Houghton and the re-entry, you're allowed one re-entry per position. So Houghton came out, he could come back in at some point, but then if he gets taken out, then he's done.
Pitch in the dirt. Nice block there by Carlin, but nobody on base to block it for.
And well, you saw it with that nice block by Carlin, why he is a Division I prospect.
That one pushed towards the middle. Nice play on the backhand by Houghton, and he throws in time for the second out. Nice job by Houghton moving to his right on that tough hop off the infield grass.
Well, it bounced up off the back of the pitcher's mound and almost went over Houghton's head as he tried to make the run for it.
So that'll bring Rebellato to the plate, and he swings at the first pitch. So like you said, Ian, not a whole lot being put together by North Rockland, just the two solo shots, both of which leading off an inning. But from there, not so much. And a few groans from the North Rockland side after that pitch called for the second strike. Now be our chance to put him away, and it's back towards us. Might get this one. Nope. Into the garbage. Just missed. So 0-2, and they'll do it again.
And well, now North Rockland, 2 hits on the day.
Yeah.
Both home runs.
Both of them over the left field wall.
And well, I guess if you're gonna hit it, might as well hit it there.
Yeah.
Out of the park.
You'd like to have somebody on if you're North Rockland, but they've struggled to do that. Oh, 2 coming. That one sits high.
And so now 2-2, 2 out.
On the way, and again in the dirt. Carlin settles it down, and now Nambiar has to deal out of a full count.
Just maybe the second or third full count that Nambiar's had
his
to
pitch
deal
count
with.
pretty well.
He has.
So the 3-2 on the way from Nambiar. Low ball 4, and so a 2-out base runner for North Rockland, and that'll bring up, Salva, who struck out his first time at the dish.
Second walk issued today by Nambiar's. Quick little conference on the mound.
Maybe a little settle down pep talk from his first baseman Sommer, who's played a great defensive first base today.
Few grounders deep down the line, stopping them and getting the flip over to Nambiar for the putouts.
First pitch. Not sure where that one missed, and it's 1-0.
Can't get every pitch.
Can't get them all. That is true. Nambiar set. Looks back the runner and deals the 1-0. It sits high, and Nambiar's now missed with his last 4 pitches.
And that's something you don't like to see. You don't think it's fatigue because his pitch count hasn't been that high.
Catcher Mueller waiting on deck. He homered his first time up. That one pulled down to first, past the diving Sommer into right field. Trying to go first to third, but pulling up after the strong arm from Rodriguez. And now, North Rockland will bring the tying run to the plate in Mueller, who homered his last time up.
And well, just as we were saying that it looked like North Rockland hasn't been getting anything put together, a walk, a single, now you have 2 on, and a little rally here, a little 2-out rally.
So, last inning, Mueller sent it over the left field fence. And I think he's getting that talk from his coach right now. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to replicate what you did last at bat. Just take the swing, make something happen.
Well, the adrenaline could be running, presenting the game-tying run.
Yeah.
Already homered off the Division I Yale commit. You have to think going through his mind and saying, why not?
Let's do it again. Over the building.
Yeah.
So, quickly ahead in the count is Nambiar 0-1. And then he gasses it wide, 1-1. So runners at first and second. It's Rebellato on second and Salva on at first. Pitch from Nambiar in the dirt. Nice block by Carlin. Now 2-1, and Nambiar again down in the count. That's become a trend here in this inning that has got to be a little disconcerting for Mamaroneck, as Sommer again will run to the mound and try and settle down as pitcher.
Well, Sommer looks like the captain of this infield, and they want to give words of encouragement to his pitcher, telling him to just focus on Mueller at the dish.
And as you say that, he checks in on the runner at second, Rebellato.
So either that's not what Sommer said or he's not listening.
2-1, popped up foul territory and caught by a fan. Unfortunately, it does not count as an out for Mamaroneck.
And it would be a North Rockland fan, so I don't think that he would want that to count as an out.
So now 2-2. That was good fundies by the fan, using two hands.
Yeah.
2-2, 2 out, 2 on. Pitch on the ground to third. Gonna be a tough play for Matt. Throws across the diamond. In time, side retired. So Nambiar works around the leadoff home run, and then some later base runners, and we're through 3.5. 5-2 in favor of the Tigers.
And back here, LMC Varsity Sports, bottom of the fourth inning, 5-2, Mamaroneck and North Rockland. Ian Sachs alongside Ken Reichman as 9-1-2 due up for the Tigers.
And Sandusky still on the bump for North Rockland, and he gets Genovese to swing over that one, 0-2.
And well, if he gets ahead of hitters 0-2 just like that, I can see why he's still on the mound.
That one misses away. Corners draw in on Genovese. Pitch inside. And I'm fairly certain that evens the count at 2 apiece, but it might be 2-1. Yes, excuse me, it's 3-1. My apologies once again. Seems to be a recurring theme. Genovese lifts that one out to right field. Salva settling underneath it, and he'll put it away for the first out of the inning.
And while always good to get the 9-hitter leading off the inning, to get him out, that's something that you have to do if you want to get back into this game. And well, if your hitters are hitting home runs, you're getting back, but always getting the leadoff guy, the most important guy to get out.
Getting ahead and getting the leadoff guy. That's two of the fundamentals of trying to get through innings.
And that's exactly what he did there. Got the first pitch strike and then got him out.
So back to the top of the order, Carlin the batter. He's reached both times he's been up today. That pop-up double in the bottom of the first, and then lastly on an error from the shortstop, that one drilled down the line. If it's fair, it's gonna go, but it is foul down the line. That was an absolute bomb off the bat of Carlin.
He straightens that one out. That one goes just a few feet to the right. We've got a 6-2 game.
And just 3-0-2 down that left field line, so definitely trying to take advantage of that. One of these two teams, North Rockland has done it twice already.
And Carlin trying to do it for himself.
And he yanks that one foul. Now 1-2.
Good thing for the fencer, he'd take out one or two of his teammates there.
Now Carlin putting some good swings on the ball and trying to reach on his own accord this time. 1-2.
Still always hooking it down the left part of the field.
And Sandusky's 1-2 missed high and away. Now even at 2 apiece. And that one lifted out to right center field. Fairly well hit. That one's going to get down in the gap and bounce up against the wall. Carlin is going to round second and pull up there with a 1-out double into the gap in right center field, and he put a charge into that one.
And well, right as I was saying, all of his hits have been to the left side of the field. He pokes one into right center.
And
so now a little...
That'll do it for Sandusky. And it'll be Dodrill coming out of the dugout for North Rockland, who will take over the mound after Sandusky goes 3 1/3, gives up 5, only 4 of which were earned. So we'll step out when we come back. 1 out and 1 on for Mamaroneck here in the bottom of the 4th. So, pitching change for North Rockland. It's Chris Dodrill, the junior, who takes over the duties after that double off the bat of Carlin, who looked really determined in that at-bat.
Yeah, well, he wanted to put one in play, and
he did.
And Ken, as you were saying, actually get a spot on base, rightfully so, and, well, there was no doubt about that one.
So Sommer, the batter, and in a familiar spot for today with Carlin on at second, and him in a situation to do some damage.
And Carlin, you have to watch out for him on the base paths. Already 3 stolen bases on the day. Got that leadoff double, then stole third, and then on the error reaching in last inning, stole second and third.
So the count now even. Chris Dodrill, also a lefty for North Rockland, so we've seen a lot of lefty pitching.
Something you don't usually see. I like it.
Yeah. Well, what's the term? If you can throw a baseball with your left arm, you're going to make the major leagues. Throw hard as a lefty. Carlin fakes it down to third, and Sommer smacks it foul again, 1-2.
That one landing on top of the school.
Wonder how many baseballs land up there annually.
I don't know. That'd be interesting. Go up there, probably get a whole bucket full.
Yeah. So 1-2 the count. Dodrill set. He'll deal. High, 2-2. So, waiting on deck is Peter Matt. 0 for 1 with a walk.
And a run scored.
And a run and a stolen base. When this Mamaroneck team gets on, they are not afraid to try and take the extra bag. Carlin.
Well, you get in the pitcher's head, you test the catcher's arm. A lot of different things that you can do if you're on base and nifty on the base paths.
Yeah. And Carlin doing the same thing down at second, making life difficult for Dodrill.
So new pitcher, same antics on the base paths.
2-2 coming, and Sommer again lands it on top of the school. Just kidding, a little short. And it comes back. So again at 2-2. Carlin on at second. Second double of the game for him. He's doubled twice, stolen 3 bases, played a heck of a defensive catcher spot, and then reached once on an error, so he's 2 for 3. Two coming. Curveball hit him. So Sommer will take his base down to first. Carlin has to hold at second. And now 2 on and 1 out in the meat of the order again for Mamaroneck, and a chance to really put themselves up here.
Well, it's already 5-2. Top of the order. This is the heart of the lineup. This is a spot where you can basically put the game away.
So the meat of the order, Peter Matt coming up, and then Gross waiting on deck, both of which are 0 for 1 on the day.
Both with a walk, too.
And pours that one over for a called strike, and Dodrill gets ahead of Gross, 0-1.
And well, now this is where you need to see the freshness of Dodrill's arm, and this is the spot that they brought him in for.
And that one lifted down the right field line, slicing foul, and it'll get out of play.
Almost landed in the sand over there, set up for a track event.
Excuse me. Count now 0-2 to Gross. Excuse me, Peter Matt, the third baseman.
Gross on deck.
Gross on deck. 0-2, fouled straight back. I'll do it again.
Just missed hitting one of the windows back there. Wanted to maybe test the plexiglass.
Test the glass. It's like a crash test site. Beautiful day here at Mamaroneck High School. 5-2 Tigers lead. 0-2.
Not a cloud in the sky. Sun high up above. And, you know, you have to wonder, looking over at the umpires, both of them are in jackets.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing
And
down
especially home plate umpire with all the padding on, he's got to be pretty toasty.
there. Yeah, I think he made a mistake in attire, and especially the field umpire. The 1-2, though, coming to Matt. Foul back. They'll do it again. Look out. It's a dangerous area, huh?
Anywhere near
Yeah.
a baseball game going on is a dangerous area. Fly balls.
Luckily, no cars beyond that left field wall. Just a school building.
But nobody's in there because it's Saturday.
Yes. Or at least you hope you're not in there
That
on
can't
this
be
beautiful
good.
day.
That can't be good.
Got to be about 75 degrees right now. No wind.
No.
It's beautiful. Slight breeze every now and again, but nothing crazy. 1-2 on the way. Curveball sits high, count even at 2 apiece.
But if you like baseball, this is this is baseball weather.
Yeah, this is what you think of when you think about baseball.
Right. Nobody's bundled up. Everybody's out. T-shirts and shorts and
A few khakis, like Jake from State Farm. 2-2 to Matt. Pitch on the way from Dojo. He'll step off and check in at the runner. So the pace of play has gone out the window here in the 4th.
well, why should it? They're saying it's a beautiful day. Why not enjoy the weather?
Why not enjoy it? 5-2, the Tigers lead. Carlin off second. Sommer off first. 2-2 in the dirt. Nice block there by Mueller. And it keeps everybody where they are. Now the count is full. Nobody getting loose for North Rockland in their bullpen. And no action from Mamaroneck either, so it'll be Nambiar who will go back out for the Tigers.
Well, you wouldn't expect any action. Right. Nambiar gave up, a little bit of a rally, but just that solo home
Able
run.
to fight through it.
And you still have the lead. You have to have confidence in your ace.
So the count full, 1 out. I'd be surprised if the runners were moving, but the way Carlin's been on the base paths today, there they go. And that one ripped into the glove of the shortstop, and that'll be a double play, inning over. So that's what happens when you run with 1 out. Side retired. We're through 4. It's 5-2 Tigers on LMC Varsity Sports. On to the 5th inning here at Manchester Field on the campus of Mamaroneck High School. 5-2 in favor of the Tigers. And the batter is Mercedes. The shortstop gets the bunt down. Nambiar off the mound, calmly throws him out. 1 pitch, 1 out, and the top of the 5th.
Well, a nice little trick play. Why not try to bunt your way on? But nothing getting by Nambiar.
So with a win today, the Tigers would move on to the semifinal,
which I think is played middle of next week.
I want to say Wednesday. Yeah, I believe I'm there for that, but I'll have to check my email as Nambiar misses inside 1-0. And you would expect Flato to be back on the hill for Mamaroneck. That one down the right field line into foul territory, and diving into the fence goes Rodriguez. He's all right. The ball lands in foul territory. Just a long strike.
Well, I was a little nervous as he was charging toward the fence and then decided to dive for it. But the way that he flipped up, it was just his knee that banged into the fence. Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been. Hey, you got to go all out, don't you?
Yeah, you have to show,
all or nothing.
Exactly. This is playoff baseball.
It's playoff baseball. And Rodriguez, who's basically the defensive specialist for Mamaroneck, he's being DH for by Orgalevitz. So you got to show that you can still do it defensively. That one's a strike, now 2-2.
The defense was his ticket into the lineup today, and, well, showing that, I'm going to prove that
I can still play it.
Exactly.
2-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Second out of the inning. Nicolisi down on strikes for the 3rd time today. He's already got himself a sombrero.
Yeah.
And that is Nambiar's 4th strikeout of the afternoon.
3 of them have come to Nicolisi.
And every other inning. 1st, 3rd, now the 5th. Hop the batter. 0-1 in the dirt. Hop 0 for 1. He grounded out to Sommer his last time up, but he walked back in the first before getting stranded after that Genovese catch out in center field to end that inning.
Worked the count full.
Yep.
And drew the walk.
Pitch sits high, now 2-1. On deck is Rotella. He drove one over the left field wall for a home run his last time up. 2-1, fouled off of Carlin. It's all right. Shaking it off. Rub some dirt on it, son. 2-2. A little camaraderie between the umpire and the catcher there. You always take an extra second because you know how that feels.
Yeah.
Never feels good.
No. Can't imagine it would.
2-2, 2 out. Pitch on the way. Check swing, he went. Carlin will throw it down to first, side retired. We're through 4.5, 5-2 Tigers on LMC Varsity Sports. So back for the bottom of the fifth. 5-2 in favor of the Tigers, and the first pitch from Dodrill is fouled off by Gross. And down to crunch time here. They play 7 in high school baseball, so just 2 more at-bats for North Rockland, and they trail by 3.
And Mamaroneck still has 2 more at-bats and already have 5 runs on the board. What's to say they can't put on another 1 or 2?
I'm sure they'd like to do so. They have Gross, Pecora, and Nambiart here in the fifth.
So 4, 5, 6, still a dangerous part of the lineup for the Tigers.
1-2 coming, foul back, and they'll do it again. And Mamaroneck's done a pretty good job all afternoon of working the count, making those pitchers, starting with Sandusky and now Dodrill, making them work, making them throw strikes.
And on this hot afternoon, making them work. Really one of the first few times this season that we've had a nice hot day like this.
Yeah, they haven't been swinging at bad pitches, not going after the pitcher's pitches. 2-2, and speak of the devil, and he shall appear as down on strikes goes Gross on the pitcher's pitch, down and in. 1 out.
Well, it has to come at some point.
Yeah. Sorry for talking about it. I guess I jinxed it, right?
The announcer's jinx.
What else is new?
Best thing in sports.
Just blame it on me. Everybody else does.
Yeah, basically.
So now Pecora, he's 1 for 2. Singled back in the first and popped up in the third. And down in the count 0-1 to get things started here. And Dodrill's come on and done a fairly good job subbing for Sandusky. Came out in the fourth, got himself into some trouble with a double and a hit batsman, but the double play helped him get out of that. That curveball misses just outside, 2-1.
Yeah, on that double play. Interesting that Mamaroneck sent the runners with just 1 out. And
that one ripped right at the third baseman Bolander as he lays out to his right. 2 out. And you've seen the North Rockland defense kind of turn it around here over the last few innings. Saw some struggles in the first inning or two, but they seem to have settled down.
Well, they've gotten used to playing on this field, as we mentioned, with that awkward setup in the infield where the pitcher's mound is some of the grass around the pitcher's mound helps to elevate the hill.
The 0-1 to Nambiart, and now it's 0-2. It looks like there's some defensive changes for North Rockland. Looks like Rotella has moved from second to short, and now at second is Hop, but all of which is irrelevant as Nambiart down on strikes. Side retired. We're through 5. Mamaroneck by 3 over the Red Raiders.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Ian Sachs alongside Ken Reichman. Top of the 6th inning now. Mamaroneck leading North Rockland 5-2.
Nambiart gets things started here in the top half of the 6th. Just 6 outs remaining for North Rockland as they try and climb back into this one. And 2-0 from Nambiart to the
number 3 hitter in the North Rockland lineup.
Rotella, who homered his last time up, and now it's 3-0.
And well, on that second pitch there, I don't know where Nambiar missed. That one looked like a beauty, but I guess just outside the strike zone.
Did not tickle the fancy of the boys in blue. And the 3-0, he sends it over for a called strike, now 3-1. And if you're Rotella, you're looking all fastball here, 3-1.
Absolutely.
And he takes it low, ball 4. So the leadoff man on here in the 6th. North Rockland, as they like to say, ain't done. And they'll try and chip away here.
And well, that's the first time that the leadoff batter has gotten on. Of course, 2 leadoff solo home runs, but the first time that you have a base runner with nobody out. So we'll see if North Rockland can get a rally going here.
Pitch on the way, line down the left field line. It slices foul.
One hop the fence over there down the left field line.
And that fence is shallow. So now 0-1. Bolander, the batter. Nambiar trying to work around that leadoff walk.
And it looks like Mamaroneck is looking to try to get Nambiar through a complete game here. 6 outs away from doing so.
Quickly ahead, 0-2 on Bolander.
Cleanup hitter 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
He has flown out and grounded out. Nambiar will take a quick check on Rotella. And that one lined into right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Coming up with that one is Genovese. And he's able to cut it off, and that'll hold Rotella at second. But just like that, North Rockland will bring the tying run to the plate with nobody out here in the 6th.
And while we saw the same scenario last inning, a walk and then a base hit, but they squandered it as there were 2 out, and then the ground out by Mueller.
And so Schiaparelli wants to have a word with Nambiar, and rightfully so.
Settle down the ace. They are in a good position, up 3 in the 6th, but still this game is not over.
And
not by any sense of the word.
The whole infield on the mound here, and you've got to assume that the message from Coach Schiaparelli here is get the out. I mean, you're up by 3. These runs almost mean nothing. So just get the easiest out you can get here. And now Schiap and the umpire having a few words on his way back to the dugout. Seemed friendly enough.
Yeah. No argument yet.
Not yet. So 2 on, nobody out, and the batter is Wierchanski. He's flown out and grounded out. 0 for 2 on the day. We're in the top of the 6th, Mamaroneck by 3. And timeout called by Wierchanski. And the home plate umpire has been very liberal in giving out those timeouts today. He's had no problem doing it all afternoon. So now the pitch. The bunt on the ground. He's going to have the play at third. That's the first out. The throw to first not in time. But a bunt off the bat of Wierchanski that was well too hard, right back to the mound. It's a fielder's choice on the 1-5. And so runners still on at first and second, but now with 1 out.
Well, the Tigers will certainly take that. Not only do they get the out, the runners, so to speak, don't advance, as it's still first and second.
That pitch, nice curveball, swung on a miss. Nambiar gets ahead quickly. 0-1 to Reboletto.
Has DH duties today. It's 0 for 1, excuse me, with a walk. It's now 2 strikes here, so.
Nambiar quickly ahead, 0-2. He'll come set and check back on the runner at second. That's now Bolander, as Rotella was retired heading to third on that fielder's choice. So Bolander and Warchansky, the base runners. That one outside, 1-2 to Rebeletto. Little action in the Mamaroneck bullpen. Pitch swung on a miss, strike 3, 2 out.
Beautiful. Couldn't have asked for a better way to get out of, or to progress in a bit of a jam with runners on first and second and nobody out now. Still first and second and 2 away.
Now that bunt really coming back to haunt North Rockland here. And so now Salva, the right fielder, the batter, he singled his last time up. Poked it into right center field. And I'll take the first pitch strike. So Nambiar working quickly and almost getting himself out of trouble here.
Almost.
Not there yet. 0-1 on the way. Strike 2.
Salva's single the last time up was a beauty.
Yeah. So 0-2 now. 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. The batter, Silva. Nambiar set and he deals. Swung on and lifted into left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Genovese able to cut it off. They'll hold the runner at second, but scoring from second is Bolander. That makes it 5-3, and the line keeps moving as they go station to station. So runners remain on first and second with 2 out. Nice job by Genovese to cut that one off and hit the cutoff man on the throw in. And that'll bring up Mueller, who's homered earlier in this game as the go-ahead run.
But going back to what you were saying, Genovese cutting that off, keeping the runners at first and second, because completely different game, first and second, than say first and third or
which could
second
quickly,
and third.
Especially at high school, a first and third situation normally always ends up second and third.
Absolutely.
First pitch from Nambiar. Outside, ball 1. So now the loosening up in the Tigers bullpen becomes that much more important. 1-0, the count, and if I can catch the number over there, I'm pretty sure it is Jason Krensis getting loose for Mamaroneck in their bullpen. The 1-0 sits high, now 2-0. Looks like a Mercedes waiting on deck for North Rockland. The 2-0 in the dirt. Now it's 3-0. And I'm not sure, but I don't think Nambiar wants anything to do with Mueller right now. I think he'd much rather see Mercedes.
And well,
but you don't want to put the go-ahead run on.
No,
and you don't want to move the tying run into scoring position.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Mueller is the go-ahead run now. Not just the game-tying run, the go-ahead run.
We're in the 6th. It's a 3-1 count. If you're Mueller, you're looking dead red here. 2 on, 2 out, 3-1 count. Nambiar will check back at second. It is Warchansky at second. That one up in the air. Sommer under it. Side retired. So they chip away. It's 5-3. We go to the bottom of the 6th when we come back on LMC Varsity Sports. Now back for the bottom of the 6th. 5-3 in favor of Mamaroneck. Mamaroneck has scored their runs in the first and the third, putting up crooked numbers in both of those innings. Got 7, 8, 9 here in the 6th. So Orgalevitz, Houghton, and Genovese.
Orgalevitz, as I was mentioning in the last game, had some beautiful hits to the outfield, and well, even though he's in the 7-hole, he's got quite a bat.
Count even on him, 1-1, and he drives that one into right center field, but over goes Nick Alisi to put it away for the first out of the inning.
Again, seeing, even though an out there, but still a
good swing.
Beautiful shot.
And you see that Orgalevitz has some pop. Orgalevitz, the senior, so in his last chance for a title. Houghton, the batter. And he'll take high, 1-0. Remember, Houghton, last time he was up, got into a 1-1 count, and they got pinch hit for by Steinberger. which was quite the interesting scenario, but Steinberger took 2 swings and struck out. Not many times you can do that in your career. 2-0. Catches the letters. Now 2-1.
It's a little high there, just missing.
Now 2-1 on the way. In the dirt, now 3-1.
And well, for Dodrill, this is where you have to attack. You have 7, 8, 9 up, already got 1 out. You do not want to see the top of the order come up. That's where the damage has been done.
And he misses low, ball 4. So Dodrill putting himself into some trouble here as he walks the 8-hitter, putting the heat on. So Genovese will be the batter.
He's 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
He struck out and flied out his last time up. 1 on, 1 out for Mamaroneck, and they'll check on Houghton, who's back easy. Bit of life coming out of the Mamaroneck dugout.
And why not? They're up 5 to 3.
3 outs away from going to the semifinal.
It's exactly where you want to be.
The slide step from Dodrill misses. And an early deficit for him, 1-0. Mamaroneck up 5 to 3 here. Nambiar will have a chance to close it out in the top of the 7th. Fouls that one off the mask of the catcher Mueller. It'll be 9-1-2 for North Rockland in the 7th. So Mamaroneck sitting 3 outs away from advancing to the semifinal. And like we've mentioned, that game will be on Wednesday. I believe that's May 27th.
Sounds about right. And the winner of this game will play the winner of the Arlington New Rochelle game. New Rochelle throwing their ace in the first round, getting an upset there.
So Wednesday should be fun, but we're not done here. 1-1 the count. The pitch misses up and away. Now 2-1 to Genovese, and Dodrill's got to find the strike zone here.
Well, issuing the walk and now down 2-1 in the count. You have to get some strikes or at least get something to hit and let your fielders do the work.
And freezing him at first was Houghton, so Dodrill had to take a little extra time, and Genovese will have none of it as he calls time. And the 2-1 fouled back, now 2-2.
Well, now that sets up, 2-2 count. I was going to say a payoff pitch, not quite there yet.
Almost. Get too ahead of yourself. 2-2 the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 5-3 Mamaroneck lead. And they'll check in again on Houghton.
And well, that's the problem with having base runners on. You get distracted from just focusing on the batter. Just go at the plate.
2-2 the count. And he lifts it out to right field. Over towards the gap goes Salva. He'll put it in his back pocket for the 2nd out of the inning.
Second time Genovese has flown out to right.
So 2 out, and back to the top of the order. It's Carlin who has swung quite the bat this afternoon. The last time he was up, he doubled into the gap in right center field, knocked it up against the fence, 363 out there. We were talking, it might have been a home run in Citi Field. Definitely would have been a home run in Yankee Stadium.
That's nice, isn't that? Knowing this is baseball. This is high school baseball, but you know, I could hit one out in a major league park.
So, Carlin, who's got 2 doubles today, is the batter, and the first pitch he sees is dribbled foul, 0-1. So everybody's got to get reset. A little bit like old Shea Stadium as we get the air effects. The helicopter flies above. 0-1 to Carlin. Pitch on the way. Curveball low, 1-1.
Well, for the Mets fan over here, you don't mind that, taking you back to your Shea Stadium days.
Hey, Mets are finally making Citi Field their home this year. Off to their best start at home in forever. As they fouls that one off, now 1-2.
Nearly went undefeated there in April, and still right up there in the
Treading
division.
water at in second place right now. But more relevant to right now, Mamaroneck with 2 out and 1 on and sitting 3 outs away from moving on to the semifinal on Wednesday.
But before we get there, they're still up at bat are the Tigers.
1-2 sits high, now 2-2. Carlin doubled twice. That first double, one that landed in between the shortstop and the second and the left fielder. Heads up base running there, and then that drive into right center field. And in between it, he reached down an error. So he's been on base all 3 times he's been up today. Trying to make it 4.
And has been
Houghton runs, pitch in the dirt. Mueller can't come up with the scoop, so Houghton will advance. Now the count 3-2.
And Carlin has been a nightmare on the base paths. 3 stolen bases. To his credit, 2 runs scored.
And I want to say he's the player of the game from Mamaroneck, but it's hard not to give it to Nambiar,
I think
who delivered that 3-run bases clearing double, which has them on top.
I think you have to give it to Nambiar because not only is he pitching, but he did have that clutch hit.
And
So doing it on both sides.
they will put Carlin on, and that's the beauty of high school baseball, is you just have to say it. So it'll be an intentional pass.
We'll talk about pace of play.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
pretty
yeah.
efficient.
So an intentional walk. We'll move Carlin to first. Sommer the batter. He's 0 for 2, and he got hit his last time up.
Does have an RBI, though, with that RBI ground out way back in the first inning.
So batting here with a base hit. Chance to put Mamaroneck back up by 3. It's Houghton on at second. Carlin on at first. Carlin can't go anywhere this time, which is a blessing for North Rockland. Pitch in the dirt, nice block by Mueller. Keeps it in front of him and keeps the runners at first and second.
And especially important because you know that with the speed of Houghton and Carlin on base, anything gets past Mueller behind the plate and they're off.
That's a really underrated play from a high school catcher there to keep that one in front of him. In between hop, got down, got the chest in front of it, kept it right in front of him. Nicely done. Dead in the ball. Did it all right. By the book there for Mueller.
Always like to see a good catching play.
So Sommer calls timeout. As Dodrill taking his time. 2 on, 2 out from Mamaroneck. 1-0 pitch on the way. On the ground to second. Easy hop for Rotello. Side retired. So we go to the 7th. Mamaroneck 3 outs away from moving on to the semifinal. They lead by 2 over the Red Raiders. Top of the 7th here at Manchester Field. Mamaroneck 3 outs away from advancing to the semifinal. Nambiar on for the complete game, and he pours the first pitch over for strike 1. It's 9-1-2 for North Rockland here. Mercedes, Nicolisi, and Hop.
Well, this is what Nambiar has to do, go right after these hitters, and, well, he's doing a pretty good job at it so far.
Quickly ahead, 0-2 on Mercedes.
Mercedes 0 for 2 on the afternoon with a pair of groundouts.
You don't anticipate him getting into any trouble, but if he does, how long of a leash do you give him? And you don't have to even think about it here. Mercedes down on 3 pitches. Mamaroneck 2 outs away.
Mercedes angrily throwing his bat down on his way back to the dugout.
So, top of the order. Christian Nicolisi, the batter. He's 0 for 3. He struck out 3 times today. And he takes the first pitch on the corner, 0-1. Trying to avoid the golden sombrero here.
Well, Nambiar has had Nicolisi's number.
Most certainly has. 0-1 coming. Strike 2, catches the corner. And Nambiar has thrown 5 pitches here in the 7th, all of which have gone for strikes.
Well, you worry about maybe him tiring a little bit. I don't think so.
0-2 now. Nambiar getting his sign, and here he comes. Got him. Oh, I think he might have foul tipped that one. You could hear it from up here. Just did get the bat on that one to keep the at-bat alive.
Talking
Beautiful pitch
about
by Nambiar.
barely staying alive.
That's the beauty of these metal bats, is you can hear that. So the 0-2 again on the way from Nambiar. Sits high, 1-2. First ball he's thrown in the inning.
7 pitches, 6 strikes, not bad.
North Rockland needs 1 on to bring the tying run to the plate here. 1-2. Fouls that one off, and they'll do it again. So Niccolisi trying his best to reach any way he can, which would bring Hop to the plate as the tying run. And we were just talking about it before the inning. If you can avoid Rotella here in this 7th inning, you've done it.
And that would mean 1, 2, 3, go the Red Raiders.
1-2 just missed off the inside corner. Count even at 2 apiece.
Now Nambiar having some waste pitches, trying to see if he can get
It's the beauty of getting ahead.
Niccolisi.
The 2-2 punched into right field. That's a base hit. So Hop will come to the plate as the tying run,
Well,
as
potentially.
Niccolisi as the potential tying run. As Niccolisi avoids the golden sombrero and dumps a base hit into right field.
Nicely placed there, dropping right in front of Rodriguez, who was smart, not trying to make the Sports Center top 10 type play and saying, you know what, a base hit is a lot better than me trying to make a grab and potentially a runner on second or third.
First pitch from Nambiar low. So Hop gets ahead in the count. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. 1-0 outside, 2-0. And the last thing you want to do if you're Nambiar is lose the strike zone here.
Cannot do it.
And Carlin will have a chat with him.
What Nambiar has to do is he has to focus on Hop at the plate, act as
The
if
run at first means virtually nothing.
right. Even if that run scores, you're still up.
Yeah, so no focus should be wasted on him. All of it should be put on at the plate. But with the lefty pitcher on the mound, it's hard not to get ahead of yourself and think maybe I can get a free out with a pickoff. 2-0, misses up and away, now 3-0. And you see Nambiar pretty unhappy with himself after that one. Take a quick stroll around the mound, and now you'd take it until you get one if you're North Rockland. 3-0, that's a strike. I might even take another one here.
Yeah, see what he can do.
3-1 the count. He comes set, and he deals. There it is, strike 2, full count. And now you've got to take the bat off your shoulder.
Now you're walking a tightrope.
Yeah. So 3-2, 1 on, 1 out for North Rockland. Hop the batter, he's the left fielder. Pitch on the way, on the inside corner, strike 3 called, 2 down.
Well, Hop thought that was a little too inside for his liking, but apparently not enough for the home plate umpire.
And an angry Hop as he heads back to the North Rockland dugout. It's Rotella the batter. He homered back in the 4th, drove it over that left field wall, and he's the potential tying run here. But again, I'm sure the conversation with the third base coach right here is don't get too far ahead of yourself. Don't try and hit it over the building. Don't try and hit the 5-run game-winning home run here.
No, well,
just keep the line moving.
That's what he has to do. Is he's 1 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice and a walk. So the only at bat was that solo shot.
Not holding the runner on. Sommer just wants that out. Again, that run means nothing.
Well, I think Sommer's smart to play so deep so that Nambiar doesn't even think about a potential pickoff.
Rotella the batter, the 1-0. Foul back to the screen, 1-1.
So slowly moving toward getting that final out. Now 2 strikes away.
Nambiar takes a walk around the mound. Rotella breathing deeply at the dish. Carlin getting the signs from the dugout. Nambiar comes set, the 1-1 on the way. Swung on and hit at the shortstop. He'll go the short way with it. Not in time! Oh my, and out of the dugout quickly is Schiaparelli. He wants to try and get help from the home plate umpire. It was Pecora who tried to take it the easy way at short. And Schiaparelli, unhappy with that call, clearly wants a chit-chat.
Well, I think if you're Pecora, you have to flip to Houghton there.
So you saw Nambiar throw his hands up to his head. And, you know, you didn't see Pecora argue it right away, which makes me think that the runner beat it.
Yeah. I think if Pecora had flipped to Houghton, who was coming over to cover the bag, they would have gotten the out in time. But it looked like Pecora trying to take it himself was just a step too slow.
So second life. And that's got to go down as a base hit.
Yeah, he fielded it cleanly.
Yeah, he fielded it cleanly and just beat it out. So 2 on, the potential tying run is Rotella at first. And Bolander is the batter. He singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. And Schiaparelli wants a quick word with the infield. So half stride away from moving on to the semifinal, and now they've got to try again.
And a bit of a jam here. 2 out, yes, but 2 runners on. The potential go ahead, not game winning at this juncture, but potentially game winning, but at least go ahead run is up at the dish.
Yeah.
And it's the North Rockland cleanup hitter.
So you've got to anticipate the message from Schiaparelli there was, don't worry about it. Shake it off. You got to get this one.
You're looking at your ace.
Yeah.
You're looking at the Yale commit.
You can't let that get in your head.
The Division I arm on this Mamaroneck team. This is where you prove why you're so good.
So 2 out, 2 on. Bolander to third. This time the play will be at third, and that's the game. Mamaroneck defeats North Rockland 5-3, and they're moving on to the semifinal to face the winner of Arlington and New Rochelle. Now, that game will be on Wednesday as Mamaroneck can celebrate the victory this afternoon. A 5-3 victory, and again, the player of the game has got to be Nambiar.
Absolutely. Nambiar going the distance, a complete game, allowing 3 runs on, it looks like 7 hits. 3 runs on 7 hits, so
6 strikeouts for Nambiar as well. 7, excuse me.
Coming up with that huge bases clearing double back in the 3rd inning. That was the difference in the game.
It most certainly was. So the 5-3 final, Tigers win. We'll come back with post-game reaction here on LMC Sports when we return.
Ian Sachs back here with Andy Carlin, the starting catcher. Andy, you were a nightmare on the base paths today. Take me through what damage you do out there.
Well, it's good to lead off and then just see what everyone else behind me can do. You know, steal some bases, get hit over, get hit in, and hopefully get up early and keep the bat rolling.
Now, how much of an advantage is it being a catcher and being on the base paths, kind of knowing what a runner might want to do?
Well, catching, I know I having a good idea of what the batter might do, what the runner might do. So that gives me a good idea of what to do when I'm on the bases. And I was able to steal 3 bags today, get it done, and we got 5 runs up there real quick, and it was real good.
So now you advance to the semifinals. You have Arlington, a team you already beat. You took care of North Rockland, a team you already beat. What is it like going through another team that you already beat?
I mean, it's a whole other game. We just got to go out there and get it done again, and we'll see what happens on Wednesday.
Ian Sachs now back here with Kumar Nambiar, and the star of the day, pitching a complete game. Kumar, take me through what it was like. You had a little bit of a stressful 7th inning.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'd seen them early in the year, and we squeezed out a 3-2 victory. So coming into the game, we knew it was going to be tough. But I think the bats came out today. We had good at bats all day against this pitcher, made him throw a lot of pitches, and we just squeezed out a bunch of runs, and so that was a big part of it.
Well, you helping your own cause with that bases clearing double in the 3rd. What a better way to help yourself out.
Yeah, that was great. Shap stresses to try to hit the ball the other way, and the first at bat I wasn't really trying to do that, and then the second at bat I sat back and hit it the other way, and it was a big piece of hitting for us. It was a big spot.
And now you guys back in the semifinals. You have Arlington on Wednesday, taking care of North Rockland for a 2nd time this season. How good does that feel to get into the Final Four?
It's great. I mean, it's a big thing, especially on Wednesday. We're going to be at home now, so it's a very winnable game because every time we come out at home, we're able to play well and play smart, and so it'll be a great game against Arlington again.
Ken Reichman back here on the post game with Coach Schiaparelli. And Coach, a 5-3 win today. Give me the quick rundown, plus minus. What'd you like? What didn't you like that you want to see fixed by Wednesday?
I saw that we came out really aggressive, scored some early runs right away, played really good defense. Kumar did a real nice job going after him. The strike zone was real tight for both teams, and had to make a little adjustment. But 9 Ks, 3 walks, 6 hits, not a bad outing. I think that's a really good team.
Yeah. Definitely not a bad day, and you go through a team in North Rockland that you already beat. Now Wednesday you got to go through Arlington again. What's that like from a coaching perspective? How do you make sure that nothing has to change from last game?
Well, we both know each other, so it's a matter now of executing. There's no surprises. We know both teams have, and we got to come out and battle. The big thing is we're playing home, which is nice. So we're 11-1 here. We're going to try and finish off with 12-1. Would be nice, and it's a big advantage. Kids play really well here, and looking forward to Wednesday against Arlington and the trip to the stadium. Online.
And how do you feel about Nambiar? I mean, not only doing it from the mound, but at the dish as well. How big of a lift is that for the squad?
That was a great at-bat. We worked on 2-strike hitting the last 3 weeks, and he just took that kind of swing down, just lofted it the other way into the gap, cleared the base. That was a huge hit.
So back here on the LMC Varsity Sports Post-Game Show, a 5-3 victory for the Mamaroneck Tigers today over the North Rockland Red Raiders. And Ian, it was Nambiar from start to finish, not only on the bump, but in the batter's box as well.
Well, doing it with that bases clearing, 3-run double to right field. What a better way to give yourself run support than do it yourself.
Yeah, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And Nambiar did it from start to finish. The 5-3 final. They've taken care of North Rockland now twice. They're going to get the chance to do it against Arlington as well, and they get to do it on home field.
Well, that's one of the great advantages of being the number 2 seed, in that you have home field all the way to the finals, and that's at a neutral site. So what more can you ask? And you have the great duo of Nambiar and Flato. And you know what? Nambiar beat North Rockland in the regular season. He did it in the playoffs. Flato already beat Arlington in the regular season. He's got a shot to do it in the playoffs on Wednesday.
So Wednesday will be the semifinal. It'll be between Mamaroneck and Arlington right here at Manchester Field. For Ian Sachs, I'm Ken Reichman. We'll see you next time.